Good morning, you guys. It is Sunday morning, April 21st. So if you saw last week's vlog, I did not have time to narrate it. I'm sure it was pretty self-explanatory. You know, I was in Texas for 10 days and I got to spend a lot of time with my mom. We had a lot of fun. In case you didn't notice, she is a real go-getter, you guys. She will be 81 in September. And I'm not telling you anything you didn't already know if you watched the Flipping the Farm or my Karen Basket DIYer channel, because we threw her a big bash for her 80th and it was really cool. But she, oh my wow, is something else. When I say that, I mean, she's a real gem. You saw that she's a hard worker. She gets on her tractor. She tries not to let anything stop her, but she has to be careful as she's getting older because she has back issues and this and that. But anyways, we did not accomplish what we were trying to accomplish when she lifted me up in the bucket of the tractor. I was trying to change the light bulb for her in that floodlight. I could not get it out. It was like frozen in there. But anyways, she'll have to get one of my brothers to help her now. So we also had my niece Ashlyn's wedding. It was beautiful. Everything was perfect. Mike officiated the wedding and he did an amazing job. And so what else? I'm just trying to recap everything in my brain. Got to spend a ton of time with family. We got to celebrate my niece Laurel, who is getting married on May 19th. And so we went ahead and gave her shower while we were there, and that was great. We did a breakfast brunch with all of the family, the men, the women, everybody. It was wonderful. I got to have lunch with one of my longtime, lifelong, basically best friends. She was in the delivery room with two of my babies, so she knows me really well. We've been on mission trips together and vacations together, and she's just a wonderful friend, and I don't get to see her very often, and it's really sad. Good old Abilene has changed a lot since I lived there last, but I think what I missed most about being away from home was our water. Holy cow, oh my wow. Abilene's water is no bueno, and my skin was dying, so it was really nice to be back home in our filtered water and all that jazz, but it's only for one night. Okay, so you all know that Mike has prostate cancer, and I don't think we've given you very much information about that because honestly, we haven't had a lot of information about that. We've had a really terrible experience with the doctors in our area here. So we are going to the Mayo Clinic. I know we have mentioned that before, but some people are like, why are you going to the Mayo? Well, to go seek better information. Just not a great experience here, like I mentioned. And we do believe that that is God kind of telling us, you know, the Mayo has something better to offer, and that's where we need to be. So that's where we're going. And we leave today. We're going to worship this morning. Mike will be preaching, and then as soon as that's over, we are hitting the road and driving the 10 hours to the Mayo Clinic. So it will have all already happened by the time you see this, but I'm just kind of letting you know what's happening this week. We will show you this trip. We will probably inform you and keep you updated throughout the week. We don't plan to be there more than 2 days. That's all we think we are going to be there. It could change once we get there and talk to the doctors and see what's going on. But anyways, just wanted to update you a little bit and inform you and kind of recap what happened last week since I didn't get to. But anyways, I hope everybody's having a great weekend. It's Saturday while you're watching this, but it's really Sunday. So have a great Sunday.
Hey everybody, we are on the road again.
Headed to Rochester, Minnesota, like I was telling you about a little earlier this morning.
We just wanted to share what an incredible church family that we have. They showered us with prayers this morning and with a bajillion cards, and those aren't all the cards because they also sent those via post. and monetary gifts and snacks and encouragement and hugs and
Lots of
kisses
love.
and lots of love. So we feel very, very blessed as always. We're very thankful that we are a part of the Open Door Church family and part of God's kingdom, and it's just pretty special. And as Karen said to me as I go, well, if we look like we've been crying, we have. It's
Yeah.
just been very emotional.
Sitting here reading all these beautiful cards and all the kind words that people wrote in them. You guys all mean so much to us, and we greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, very much so. We'll keep you as informed as we can. We are about 9.5 hours away from where we're going, so we've got a little driving to do today.
We'll show you some scenery along the way, though. And there's going to be quite a temperature difference when we get there, too. It's supposed to be in the 30s.
Our favorite kind of weather, sarcasm Fontaine.
We were also gifted this really beautiful journal, and this is exactly what we're doing, trusting in the Lord. So when traveling, it's going to be hard to find good, healthy, organic food, but we did find a place, the Chive, and that was right outside of Grandview, Missouri. And then as we traveled along, I did search and find other places to eat along the way, and I'll be showing you those here in a little bit too. It was actually dark by the time we arrived at our hotel in Rochester, Minnesota, but this is the next morning when we got out and about after Mike getting his first blood draw done. So this is, let me zoom out, the Mayo, where, well, the Gonda building where Mike will have his appointment with Dr. Kwan here in a little bit. Just had a blood draw a little bit ago.
Yeah, I have a really cool memento of the occasion wrapped on my arm. But what's crazy about this is when you get in down below, there's a subway level, and those that have been here are probably just like, duh, we've already seen that. But if you haven't been here, there's a subway level where you can go to every single building, and there are a bunch of them. I had my blood draw in the Hilton building, and then this is this is unbelievable. There's like 20-something floors, and all the way around us. And then this is called the Collar Grand Hotel, built in 1921.
Right here.
Right back here, and just got renovated in 2020. We were reading about that. And then I don't know what this building, if Karen can show that one over there in just a moment. It is this building, yeah, that one right there. Look at the architecture. I'm sure it was built. I'm going to find out what it is, and I'll share with you. Not that you may care or not, but I like architecture, so it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful here, and they make you feel right at home. Everyone has a smile on their face, and everyone is very, very helpful. So, top-notch facility.
So we just ate breakfast. Healthy breakfast. Down inside here, and this is the Skylight, Sky Dome, something like that area. Pretty cool. Oh, look at all the pretty tulips. As Mike said, we were just really impressed with all the architecture around the city. We did not get to explore very much. We just pretty much took like a walk around the block and just explored very locally to where our appointments were. And the whole city is beautiful. And like he said, it's just really impressive. A well-oiled machine is how we kept describing the encounters that we had with appointments. It was really nice, though, to just get out and get some fresh air and enjoy the scenery. And here in a few seconds, I'm going to show you the tulip garden that we saw. I'm sure there were way more than this, but it was really beautiful. Stopping to smell the tulips. Another really great lunch spot was Nupa, and this was right here in Rochester. After lunch, we ended up back at the hotel to take a nap, process, and pray about everything that we had heard and learned about today. And then tonight we had dinner at Chester's Kitchen, and it was super, super great. Overall, it was just a really long and emotionally draining day.
Hey.
So as you know, we are in Rochester, Minnesota at the Mayo Clinic. Well, we were there today. We're in our hotel room right now.
Yeah, actually had a blood draw at 8:20
This morning.
left
yeah.
arm. And then we had a consult and therapy at 10:45. We loved the fact that they spent almost 2 hours with us between Dr. Kwan and his PA's physician assistant, and the nurse herself was in there, who's the one that gave me the hormone therapy shots. I had 2 shots in my stomach. That was not very pleasant. The shots themselves weren't that big of a deal, but the after effects, because they put 240 milligrams of stuff in me, and we're not going to give the specifics of the hormone therapy, but he's looking at the scans. That was the first time we had somebody look at the scans with us on the computer, layer by layer by layer, and looking at the different things. Very enlightening. It was very nice to talk to somebody that was actually a medical professional that knew what they were talking about. And so that side of things was really good. They want to continue the hormone therapy for a while. And this first one, it lasts me about 30 days, 28 to 30 days. And then they want me to have a booster shot, and then most likely one every 3 months to start out with. It was suggested that we go to an oncologist and do chemo, and Karen and I, neither one of us are at peace with that. There's something going on that just says, no, that's not what we're gonna do. We believe in the holistic side of things. We think that if we change the diet, which we've done, we're working on that little by little by little. We really believe in Dr. Taylor and what he's trying to accomplish. So the chemo is going to be kind of pushed back a ways, maybe never even consider that at all. But right now it is not on our agenda. So prayerfully, we will wisely consider our options. I think there are plenty of good options out there. The SOT therapy with Dr. Taylor being top of the list, specified treatments, better foods, better drinking water, et cetera, it's going to make a huge difference, I think, and trusting God that he's going to work through that process to heal me.
Yeah, and I don't even think that we really told you guys about the RGCC blood draw that he had done about
super cool.
3.5 weeks ago with Dr. Taylor. It's just a really neat thing that I think should be offered to everyone with cancer or that thinks they have cancer. It's a blood draw. They send it off to Greece. They test it, and then it comes back and tells what is most effective holistically or traditional medicine that works best to fight his cancer. And there were some pretty good things on there that can fight his cancer holistically, and along with the hormone therapy, those two things can go hand in hand. And we really have faith, like he said, in Dr. Taylor and what he has taught us. I mean, he's a very wise man and has taught us a lot already about it all. So that's what we're...
Yeah, and what Karen's talking about with that RGCC testing is they basically have 46 different categories or elements, and it's not like bananas or tomatoes. It's chemical. I mean, there are chemicals within those particular items.
Is that what it would be?
Well, yeah, I think whatever. I mean, lycopene. Is within a tomato.
Curcumin.
Curcumin and things like that. And then there's a lot of ones that we can't even pronounce. But there were some that are man-made that are very expensive, but they're still not like chemo with lists of side effects that I just don't feel comfortable putting in my body. And I don't have much hair, but I like it. And the one that he's recommending would literally wipe every hair off my body and cause some other things that I don't feel comfortable doing. And we struggle with just understanding why we want to just put a chemical in our body that's so damaging when
there's a lot of good things that God made.
Yeah, there's other options available, and yeah, they may be more slow progression, and it may be more lengthy in trying to wipe out the cancer, but it slows it down. The hormone therapy is, as most of you probably know, or maybe, I don't know if you know that much about it, all it does is basically put the cancer to sleep, wipes out testosterone, which the cancer feeds upon, and go from there. So I don't know how much information, you really care about hearing, but the reality is we have chosen to do a holistic approach, a scientific approach. This RGCC is amazing. Europe does things way different than America. Other countries do things way different than America. I trust Dr. Kwan in that he knows what he's talking about, and he knows that this is a way to wipe cancer out. I just don't want to deal with all the side effects that go with that. And so I'm going to choose right now. We have chosen, as we've talked about it, we weren't at peace with it. Our hearts and our minds and our spirit were just kind of shaking their heads, and maybe it was a shock factor, and we'll have more time to think about, but we've had a good time talking about it already.
We've done a lot of research and have been reading a ton, and sorry, it's an emotional time. And a lot of the things that we've been reading and studying and researching and learning were frowned upon whenever we brought them up today. So
yeah, and we've got friends who have beat cancer, and they've beat cancer without chemotherapy, and some of them have beat it with chemotherapy in different forms and different fashions. And we've had obviously friends who did not beat cancer, and we had to say goodbye to them. And so chemotherapy is not always the most productive way, and I know that it is a way, but we choose, sorry, I keep saying but I'm in my brain analyzing and thinking through, and I just can't get my mind around automatically jumping into a chemotherapy that is so damaging to my overall health, and then to read what I should and should not eat while taking chemotherapy. And some of the things it says is try to stay away from vegetables and fruits, and stay away from certain things that are very good for you. And it's like, what? Why would I do that? So anyway, I know there's some who would argue, and I think this is a approach scenario. I do not think that one way is the only way. I don't think that we're right, they're wrong. I don't think they're right, we're wrong. I think that we're just attacking and approaching, contemplating all of the options out there, and we're choosing to go with an approach that really includes God and what God made versus what man has made. And again, I'm convinced this Dr. Kwan and his group are brilliant people, and they've seen great successes. I have no doubt about all of those things, but we've seen great successes in other aspects and in other approaches, and we're going to choose that approach. The hormone therapy, I think, will be valuable, slowing the cancer down, putting it to sleep, and while it's asleep, we will go in and we will attack it in other ways. And I'm sure there are plenty of you out there that have been through this and know somebody else that has gone through this. And we just choose to remain positive.
all right, so we just wanted to give you guys that update. We're going to be driving back home tomorrow, the 10-hour drive back. So we'll just show you a little bit here and there along the way.
It's beautiful.
We saw so many old barns on the way home. Unfortunately, this was the only picture I got. This was another great restaurant we found in Liberty, Missouri.
So we made it back home this afternoon. Mike drove the whole way. I offered to drive, but we listened to some really great podcasts on the way home. But when we got home, Braden and Colby had come over and mowed the entire place and weed eated and just made it all look beautiful. And so we just finished dinner. I cooked dinner, those amazing chicken wings in the air fryer that I recently did a recipe on. And now then Mike is out hitting golf balls. I think that's where he's out. Oh man, maybe you can see him. He's out there by the tree hitting golf balls, but you guys, look at this sunset. It is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. That's the nice thing about being home, is just getting to relax and enjoy and be outside. It's perfect out. So I think we're gonna just be out here for a little bit and unwind from our trip.
It was definitely a fast and furious trip to Rochester, and we learned a lot. And I think I mentioned earlier that we had studied a lot before making this trek to Minnesota. We believed that it was a very beneficial trip. We needed this trip to kind of give us clarity and help us make decisions about things we've been praying for and about. And we feel like we received our answer while we were there about the type of treatment that he should or shouldn't do. And, you know, when you have a peaceful, easy feeling about a decision, then honestly, that's all we needed. We needed that peace and calmness about us to know that we were making the right decision. And, you know, this right here, Proverbs 3:5, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. That is exactly what we're doing. We're fully relying on God through this whole process. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to ask once again, just continue to keep us in your prayers. It's so greatly appreciated. While you're here, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share.